in 2005, we began the Adidas Futures program with the assistance of Adidas Corporate. Adidas Corporate hired my company, the Pitcher's Mound, myself and Laurie Shepard, to run these Futures events. And at these Futures events, we found 100 top players.
So the goal of the national camp is to award the top 100 athletes, but more importantly, they must remain uncommitted. There's a strong emphasis on staying uncommitted and picking the right institution that's a good academic, athletic, and social fit, but also finding a couple diamond-in-the-rough athletes. The Futures program is run not only nationally, but also regionally by the Pitcher's Mound. They go out and their responsibility is to run events all over the country in hopes of finding a couple impossible as nothing stories. You know, the kid that normally wouldn't get on a top summer ball team, but we found her at a recruiting event and brought her out to the national camp. And now the sky is the limit for college choices and college scholarships.
For the girls, this is a chance for, you know, the top 100 athletes across the country that we've chosen to be here this weekend. This is an opportunity for them to come face each other to see how they compare, and then also for the top college coaches that we have here, the top college coaches in the country, it's a great opportunity for those coaches to see them in the skills showcase venue yesterday, and then today see each other, see the same kids in the games.
What we have heard from them is they want a better template built for college scouting. It's not about quantity, it's more about quality. I think limiting the number of participants, whether it's at any kind of recruiting camp or tournament, ultimately helps them. And keeping it in one complex, I think that's why the Canyons is so perfect for this event. We have 7 total fields here, so as you can tell, the bigger dream of Adidas Futures is to not only have a camp, but to have a tournament around this camp, and ultimately hear the cry of the college coaches that they don't want to be on the road as much as they're on the road. And the way we run this is hopefully part of the answer.
We don't normally have a Tennessee or a UCLA or North Carolina come out to St. George and watch tournaments. So when we can bring them out here and have it in our own backyard, it's a great thing for not only them, but it's a great thing for our city and the local area here to expose new people to the area, to our complex, and to some of the things that we're doing out here.
Why we picked St. George, Utah, if you can tell, it's sunny pretty much 300 and some days a year. And we do feel like this is the future of the sport. This is an area that is a hotbed right now for girls softball, and we wanted to bring the young athletes on a complex that's first rate and a city that's run very well and believes in these young ladies and opportunities for these young ladies.
This is the second time that we've been here, and it has been not only a blessing for us, but it's also been a blessing for our daughter. We loved the talk the other night, I guess it was Friday night, and the focus on education, which is very important to us, and we were thrilled that they tried to mix the sports and the education and put the emphasis on education as being equally or more important than the sports itself.
Okay, what was our word? What was our word Friday? Education. Okay, athletics, that'll take care of itself. You're already talented enough. We sometimes feel Adidas Futures is the voice of the player. We hear a lot of players that are being pressured to commit at age 15, which I just don't think is healthy for the sport. So we want to spend an evening with them in showing them several athletes, former athletes, such as the Pitcher's Mound staff, along with myself, that went on to a college, pursued a degree, and went on in a field, an endeavor that they love. We all have jobs, we're all standing on our own 2 feet, and I think it's important for these young ladies to be role models for them and put some former Division I athletes out there.
This has been a fantastic. Adidas has been wonderful, and the coaching itself has been great. The girls have loved it, I think. My daughter, we were leaving at 12 today. Her flight was at 2:40, and we canceled that, rescheduled, because she didn't want to leave. She said, "No, Mom, let's see what we can do, because I don't want to leave. I want to play this last game." So that in itself, I think, shows how much this is meant for her.
Get them! Make every little thing you do count, whether it's just taking short hops before every game, or taking rolled ground balls, or hitting off the tee, 25 swings before every game. Whatever you do, stick to it, whether it's something that you did since you were 5 years old, or it's something that you just started doing.
Last year we had guest speaker Sue Inquist. This year it's Monica Abbott. So Adidas goes all out to make sure that the kids feel good, and that goes a long way.
When I got invited, I absolutely was thrilled, like the first time, and then the second time I was just ecstatic to come again, because I absolutely loved it. It is the best camp I have ever been to by far. You get recruited amazingly. You get to come out and play for fun, like for 2 full days. You get free stuff, which is kind of cool, and then the greatest people you'll ever meet. Like, I met people last year that I still keep in contact with. I've met lifelong friends, and it's the greatest thing you'll ever do.
That's what Adidas Futures is about. And those kids will go on to play at big programs. You can see the list of where our other Futures athletes have gone. It's Cal, UCLA, Texas, South Carolina. South Carolina was stating yesterday that yes, she's gotten 4 of our athletes already from this camp alone. So we're really proud of it.